Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a 2019 roundup. Today's the 30th, so tomorrow's gonna be the last day of the year. So I'm planning to post this tomorrow. Sorry about the weird shadows in my face. By the way, the sun's just shining through the office windows right now. But I'm planning to just do a little overview of what I knit this year. I don't have a crazy amount of stuff, and I also don't really have a lot of stuff on hand because some of it were gifts. So yeah, just do a little roundup and see what I liked, what I didn't really like. I think I pretty much liked everything that I've made this year. I haven't frogged anything. Yeah, I haven't frogged anything. I knit I spun my first skein of yarn this year. I got my spinning wheel this year. I got my loom this year. So there's a lot of firsts this year, which was really fun. And next year will be a continuation of that and me just trying to get better. So yeah, let's start. Oh, let me scoot. Oh man, I wonder if I could scoot a little closer. Okay, so yeah, let's start. I have a notebook over here so that I know what I'm talking about. But first, so I knit 8, 13, I think 15, 16 items this year, which is pretty good for me. I think this is the most I've ever knit this year, or most I've ever knit ever is this year, because I don't have an office job, so I work from home with my husband, and then so when I'm at home I give myself time on like lunch breaks and stuff to just be able to knit, and then I pretty much knit all the time, even when I'm not even at home. So it's been a pretty knit full year this year. So first off, I knit 2 socks. One pair are these fork gray socks. Shows a little better in the shadow, but these are the fork gray socks by Fiona Alice. They have this, let me see, you could see this kind of texture. Open up. It's a really cool pattern. I knit these for my husband, so they're super long. But I think these look really good on him. They're not at all too feminine or anything like that. They look really good. The stitches look really nice, especially because it's so long. The pattern looks really nice on his socks. So that was the first make, and it's knit with my own hand dyed yarn, this like heathered green color. So there's that. And then I've also knit the Tuku honey socks by Andrea Maury, which I'm wearing right now. And these are made with the Retro Saria Modem yarn. I'll see if I can show you. But yeah, it's just a regular gray heathered, and then it has this cabling here, this cabling detail. I really like this pattern. Just takes a little while for me because it's knit purl-wise, not knit-wise. But I really want to make one that with like a more simple type of yarn, because this is so heathered, you can't really see. It's kind of hard to see the cabling detail. So I really want to make another pair in 2020 with something a bit more simple, maybe another hand dye, not this color, but I have a few more skeins of hand dyed yarn in my stash that I could use. So yeah, those are my 2 socks. So I wasn't that big in sock knitting this year. And then I knit 5 sweaters this year. My favorite sweater that I've made this here is this. It's the Cumulus blouse by Petite Knit. It's just this simple raglan, not raglan, but like it's knit from top down. It's like a slight V-neck. I like that it's not a crazy, I'm not really a V-neck type of person, so I do like the very slight V-neck type of thing. It's almost like a scoop neck, but not really. But yeah, I knit this out of Drops Alpaca, and I really want another one. Super comfy, so soft, and it's really nice to wear here in SoCal because it's not too heavy. It's still pretty light. So yeah, this one's probably one of my favorite sweaters. And then, what else did I make? Oh, I'll put a picture up here, but it's not even like a finished object picture, but I made a granito sweater by Joji Locatelli for my mom this year for, I think for her birthday. And I made it out of Knit Pick Stroll, and it was the first time I was working with that yarn, and it was so soft and so comfy. I really want to make myself my own with that yarn, and she's like, I needed to make a bigger size than what I would for myself, but I really liked, I just tried it on after I finished knitting it, and it was so comfy and nice and oversized, which I really like. So I think I probably won't have time. I have so many items that I want to make next year. I'll talk about it more in my next podcast, but I'll let you guys know what my make 9 is. But I mean, I feel like I won't have time to make any more sweaters, but if I do, that is something else that I would want to make. But yeah, there's that. That was the second sweater. So the next sweater that I made is the Acne sweater by Aerie, which I'm wearing right now. So let me just get up and show you. So there's this. So this yarn is hand dyed by me, and I didn't realize that when I hand dyed it that I used 2 different bases. So the top half is one base, and then the bottom is another base, which is my mistake. But I don't really mind the color difference here. It's not really that big of a deal to me. But well, what are you gonna do? So this is my own hand dyed yarn. It's this speckly purple. It's like variegated dark and light purples with these white specks inside of it, which I really liked. So yeah, this is the Eco sweater. It has this nice, oh, let me find it, little cable detail on the sleeve. And the original pattern is like a regular normal sleeve, so it would be like this. But I modified it to have balloon sleeves because I wanted to try that out. I really like the, I don't know, what am I saying? I like the roominess I have when I have bigger sleeves, although it is harder to layer with, which isn't that big of a deal in LA, but it would be nice when I go out sometimes during the winter. But yeah, I really like this one. This is a really nice like stay at home, lounge around kind of sweater, but also it's nice to just go out in. Yeah, this is another one that I want to make again with the regular sleeves, because I really do like the so in the front it has this it's like little bumps of pearl stitches interlaced, not interlaced, but like with the knit stitch, so it has this very subtle texture to it. And unfortunately you can't really see it in this yarn because it has so many of the white speckles. Your eyes are just drawn away from the texture. And then in the back it's a different texture, so I don't know if you could see it, but it's like this slip stitch kind of texture. I don't know if you could see that. But yeah, I'd probably want to make it out of like some kind of solid type of yarn so that I could see the texture a bit more, just because this one is so, the speckles just kind of blow out the texture in a way. So yeah, so that's my third one. The fourth one is, oh, this sweater. I talk about it in my first podcast episode. Maybe I'll be able to put a link up somewhere or down there too, but it's this textured big sleeve sweater. So it has this kind of knit pearl texture to it, and has these big sleeves, bell sleeves, and a wide neck. Currently trying to make a pattern for it. Hopefully I get that done soon so I could see if I could get pattern tested and stuff. So yeah, that one is made, this one's made with Amirisu parade yarn, and it's like a wool, linen, silk blend yarn, which is really nice. So I think I might knit another sample of this sweater with Knit Picks palette yarn, just to, and also it's like a totally different type of yarn from this kind of like wool, cotton, silk blend. Palette is just I want to say it's Highland wool, so it's like a very matte, a little more coarse, not too coarse, but it's a little more coarse and matte, and not as shiny and silky as this. So I kind of want to see how that would look with this type of pattern. But yeah, well, anyway, so that's coming up. And oh, and another sweater that I just finished over the Christmas vacation is this. This is the column sweater by Hiromi Nagasawa. So it's just this simple raglan cardigan. Has these decreases. I don't know if you could see, maybe it looks easier to see in the light, but there's this like decreased stitching detail there, and it's like a bit of, not a turtleneck, but like a little roll neck kind of thing. I still have to block this, by the way, but I knit this out of my own hand spun yarn, which was pretty cool. This is my first sweater spin, and since it's my first sweater spin and I'm not really that great of a spinner yet, this sweater is so heavy. My family and I were just joking about it, that it was just like a thing of armor because it's so heavy, but it is so warm. And we were in Vegas over the over Christmas vacation, and in Vegas it's super cold there because it's the desert, and I just wore this with the Uniqlo heat tech under it, and it was perfect. I didn't need any other layers or anything like that. But yeah, this is super great column sweater. Yeah, I'll talk more about it in my next podcast though. So yeah, there's that. I think that's it for my sweaters. And oh, so not a sweater, but a top is this Ripple crop top by Jessie May. And this is like my first negative ease knit that I've made. Looks really small when I hold it up in front of me, but it definitely stretches out. And this is something that I knit with La Bien Aimée from Paris. I bought it in Paris during my honeymoon, and it's this really nice gray with some orange speckles. I still have enough for a sock, so I'll have matching socks with this hopefully next year. But yeah, this one was just like a fun and easy knit, something I can wear underneath like tank tops or something comfortable. So that was nice. So this year I also made a lot of beanies. Let me get them. So I made a total of 8 beanies this year, and none of them were for me. So my husband, he really loves beanies, and I'm nothing to complain about. I like to make beanies. Beanies are really, it's a good gift knit because you only need to make one, and they're not as big as a sweater. So these are all my husband's beanies. It's just a simple ribs, 1x1 rib, and he likes to fold it, so it's folded. I don't know if I should, he likes to fold it a certain way, so I don't know if I should unfold it, but yeah, it's just this regular 1x1 rib, and he likes the same pattern for everything, so I have a set of 3 for him, and he still wants more in other colors, which I'm happy to make. So this one is made of Retrosaria brusca yarn, which is a really nice Portuguese wool. It's a really nice red color. Maybe you can see it better in the shadow. Yeah, it's a really nice red color. Feels really good to knit with. The first one I made for him though was with this, well, I don't know how to say the name. It's a French name, but it's the yarn's name. I'll put the company name out here somewhere, but their yarn name is Le Petit Lamb's Wool, which is a nice like heathered dark mustard yellow color. So this is what started the whole beanie craze. And then a third beanie is this green merino wool that I spun up myself. So it's like a little nubby in places. It's not a perfect spin. By all means, there's still like some, you can see that there's like little nubs in there. But yeah, this is hand spun merino, 1x1 rib again. So yeah, it's his third one. And then a fourth one that I made for him, but I ended up keeping because it was too small, because I ended up not having enough yarn to knit with, because it is hand spun, is this beanie. As you can tell, it's like really small compared to the regular size that I make for him. So this was meant for me in the end. But it's this black, well, it looks a little purple in the light, but it's this dark brown, blackish mystery wool. I'm not sure what kind it is. I know, because I got this secondhand, but I know whoever had it before kind of overdyed it with some purple for some reason, because when I wash it, this purple dye just comes out, even though this yarn doesn't look purple. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, it's just this simple beanie that I could just pop on if I ever get cold. I'm not really a beanie person, so I never really wear it anyways, but since it's hand spun and stuff, I don't really want to deal with, it's not like I don't want to throw it away, but I also don't really know anybody with this size of a head except for me, so I guess it's mine. So there's that. Let's see. I also finished 2 weavings this year on my Leclerc loom here that I have right next to me. Let me grab one. So this first one is on a board already, ready to be framed. I just still have to figure out how to frame this, but this is the first tapestry. The yarn is my own hand-dyed wool yarn, and Tim wants it to be framed. My husband wants it to be framed so we can put it up somewhere. So there's this one, and then this second one still has to be put up onto a board so that it could be framed, so it's still hanging loose. But this is the second one. I don't know if you could see it. This one's my personal favorite, but yeah, really like this circle here. Yep, this is on this loom, from this loom here. Yeah, it's pretty big. And I'm currently working on another weaving that hopefully gets done during January. But yeah, those need to be framed first. But anyways, oh, and I also am an avid reader. So if you guys have any book suggestions, that you have any favorite books from this year, please comment down below and let me know. So I'll share 3 that I've read this year that I've really liked. My reading goal for this year was to read 60. I'm at 59 right now as of December 30th. So I have 2 days to read 1 more book, which I think I could do. So here are 3 that I really like though, just for fun. The first one is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. Looks like this. This one is probably, yeah, my #1 favorite this year. It's a very idyllic, very, not that not much happens, a lot does happen, but it's not like a crazy action or anything like that. It's set in a English countryside, I believe. English countryside where a family lives in a decrepit castle, and the father is I think it's based, it's historical fiction. I'm not sure what year it's based in, but definitely not in the 2000s. So maybe early 1900s-ish or mid 1900s. So it's about a family whose father is a writer who hasn't written a book in ages, and they are living in a old crumbling castle, and they have all these family issues. The new neighbors / landowners move in from America, and there's like love and family and all these problems that aren't all that seem very problematic to them, but to me as a reader reading about historical fiction, it's like very cute in a way. Like it's just a nice calming book to read, to escape to when you're living in LA and everything's really loud and there's cars honking everywhere and police sirens everywhere. It's just a nice book to read. But yeah, it's a great book. Another book I really liked is this, Invisible Cities by Italo Calvino. He's a Cuban author who writes kind of magical realism / fantasy books. It's not really fantasy because in fantasy books, please excuse the birds, by the way, if you hear them. There's a family of parrots that live outside here. But it's not really fantasy because in fantasy books, you kind of have a world that is being built by the author. Like in Harry Potter, there's a reason why things are such a way. There's a history behind certain things. There's a school, there's things being taught. So magical realism is more like weird things happen and people just kind of roll with it, and you don't really get an explanation of why that is. It's just accepted in a way. So Italo Calvino is a really good, like a dream world magical realism type of thing. So this one is really good because he writes about an imaginary Marco Polo talking to imaginary Kublai Khan about the places that he's explored through his travels. So it's not really based off of the real Marco Polo or Kublai Khan, it's just imaginary. But the worlds he visits are very dreamlike and weird and definitely not real, or it's definitely fantasy, but are written in a way where it also commentaries on our social norms and kind of makes fun of certain things that we take as normal. So yeah, I really like his work. I also like his other books too. I don't think I've read anything by him that I didn't like, so he's actually one of my favorite authors. So I also recommend him. And then another book, last book, is Please Look After Mom by Kyung-Suk Shin. It's a Korean author. This is also a really good book. This is more like a literary fiction / mystery. So it's about a Korean family in Korea whose mother has gone missing, and it's about how the family deals with the whole situation, how they interact with each other. There's a few, it's in the point of view of a few of the family members who kind of go through the past and their interactions with their mom, and kind of figure out what happened, like how did she go missing, because it wasn't like she was walking home late at night by herself. It was like she was going to go visit her child in a major city with her husband, and then as they were walking through a busy train station, she just disappeared in the middle of a whole crowd of people. So, and no one noticed that she was missing until they all had to go into the taxi. So everyone's just kind of blaming each other and also blaming themselves of what happened, why they couldn't pay attention to their mother, like why they weren't paying attention to their mother, like how this came to be. So this is a really good like family dynamic type of story, but also a mystery because you don't know what happened to the mom the whole entire time. So yeah, also there's really good descriptions of food in here, really good, and it made me really hungry. So yeah, Please Look After Mom is another great book. Oh, and I also forgot to show you, back to fiber stuff before I forget. This is the first skein of yarn that I made using a drop spindle, and this was before I got the spinning wheel that I have. And this is the only everything I've made so far on that spinning wheel I've used up already, so I don't have any pictures, or I do have pictures, I lied. Maybe I'll put it up here somehow, but this is the only skein that I have intact to show you guys. But I have no idea what to make with this. These aren't really my colors. I think I used some random fiber that I found somewhere. I don't even remember what it's made of, but it's very underspun. It's not the colors I like, so yeah, I have no idea what to do with this. Any ideas would be appreciated. I was thinking socks, but since it's so underspun, there's like some parts where it's not even like plied together almost, it's just kind of sitting next to each other. I don't think socks would be a good idea, and I don't wear beanies, so I can't use beanies for this. So yeah, I have no idea what to do with that. Well, anyways, I think that's it for 2019. Yeah, very nipful year, and I started this YouTube channel, so that's a thing. I have Make 9. I don't know if you guys seen it already on my Instagram. My Instagram is Cozy Cardigans. If it's cozy_cardigans. I'll put the info up if you need. You should follow me there if you want to see more knitty stuff. And because I also have my Make 9 up there already, but I'm planning to talk a little bit more in depth about it on my next podcast episode, because I also have a couple of acquisitions and made a dent in my WIP pile during the Christmas holidays, so probably gonna have that up next. And yeah, thanks for joining me. So you can find me as Cozy Cardigans again on Instagram, Mel Asato for my weaving. If you liked my weaving stuff, I post all about my weaving on a different Instagram, just so I can have my knitting and my weaving separate. So I have that. Those two Instagrams are probably my main places you could find me. Yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. Please subscribe if you liked my video and if you want to see more. Please like the video as well down there if you, or maybe it's down here somewhere. Please like the video if you liked it, because then it bumps up in the algorithm, bumps the video up in the algorithm so other people can see it. I think that's it. Thanks for joining me talking about my 2019 stuff. Happy New Year, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.